Well, we've all been told that manners matter, but does that rule actually apply to artificial intelligence
Yes,
too?
very interesting. So etiquette expert Christy Spencer stopped by to share the do's and don'ts of interacting with AI and why politeness might be more powerful than you think.
Artificial intelligence is becoming part of everyday life, and for students, that includes the classroom.
Yeah, from writing tools to research help, AI can be a great resource, but there's a right and a wrong way to use it. And here with tips on AI etiquette is our expert Christy Spencer from The Polite Company. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Of course. All right. I actually do this. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit I do this. This might sound silly, but should we be saying thank you and please to AI?
Well, there was a big article that came out and talked about how much that was costing people to say please and thank you. And I say, I don't care. Because I think that we need to treat every object and every person, and our factory reset button should be respect. Okay. So
I like that.
So when we are talking to Siri, you know, speak with saying please and thank you. When you're doing
manners.
ChatGPT, say please and thank you. And actually, if you ask ChatGPT, if you are more polite to it, they will tell you that you will get better and more polite answers if you are polite to AI.
Okay.
I'm sure, now I'm not a techie, and so if anybody wants to call me to the carpet for that, prove it, that's right. That I'm just here to tell you what AI said.
That's like, that's costing us millions of dollars because you're writing please and thank you, which
I don't
what
get
the
it.
study said.
I'm going to have to read that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, your kids are watching you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if they see you communicating that way, that's a person to them. They may not know the difference of who's coming out of that box.
Right.
So I think it's important on how we teach them.
I know we all have different reasons maybe that we use AI, some for work, some for just looking things up. Is there a way that we could use AI to improve our etiquette?
There is. It definitely when it comes to writing emails. So you can write your email and then you can check it for tone. Because how many of us write an email when we're not in the best frame of mind and we're trying to get a point across? And AI is really good at knowing what words you might want to change, how you might want to, finesse the wording a little bit. It can also check your spelling and your grammar. We all get an email from somebody and something is spelled incorrectly, and you just think, that makes me think about it not a lot differently.
I know you
just
pass a quick judgment. I do it too. I know.
No, I know. I do too.
So those are some ways you can use it to help, I think.
I like that.
Now, when should we maybe disclose that we've used AI, that we've written something that's been generated by something else?
I think any time it doesn't have any human component to it. So if you just said to it, make a lightning bolt coming out of a unicorn, and it did that, and then you posted that. I think in that instance, you're not representing reality. So that would be a time you would disclose that you had used AI. If some businesses are having conversations with customers, they should be disclosing that you're not talking to a real person, you're talking to a chatbot. And I think places are pretty good about that these days to let people know.
You know, that you talk about businesses, and that brings up my next question, which is how is AI impacting business etiquette?
Well, a personal story. I was in a meeting the other day, and we were in person and online, and there were more people on the screen, on the Zoom, that were note takers than there were people.
Oh, interesting.
So note takers, I notice in a lot of meetings. Have you guys noticed that as well? Having the note takers there. What I suggest is that the organizer of the meeting send out ahead of time, I'm going to be recording this meeting, because you don't need 4 people recording the same meeting and then sending the same transcript out to everyone who was in the meeting. So we just need one recording of the meeting. The other thing that does is every time it puts an icon of somebody taking a note, it takes away somebody's face that you can see. And even if we are virtually meeting, seeing people face to face is helpful. So I think doing that, clearly labeling it, and I think what's happening now is in businesses, the people who are the early adapters are making the policies. And it's not necessarily, so I think we need to step back and look at policies before we just kind of have wild, wild west out there. Everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah. What about some instances that we should never use AI in?
You know, things that have to be coming from a human. So your friend's happy birthday message, an obituary, for goodness sakes.
Not thank you notes. What about the?
I think even thank you notes, it's going to sound better if you write it. You can say, hey, give me an idea for a thank you note. Great thing to base it off of, but I would not use the chatbot language to convey your thanks.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
because people can tell. I've seen so many people in my group who really weren't very good writers at all, that all of a sudden they're writing like William Shakespeare. It's not hard to tell when somebody switched to AI, and I think we can all be guilty of that.
Yeah.
Because when we first do it, it seems so cool and so novel, but then we don't realize, but it doesn't really sound like
the
us.
novelty wears off. Right. Needs to be a little bit of a human element to those things.
Absolutely. Do you have these tips on your website as well?
Yes. We are working on a blog for that, so we're
Okay,
coming up with a
great.
blog, and we'll have it up there.
Okay,
Great.
and that's thepolitecompany.com?
Thepolitecompany.com.
Awesome. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for
Thanks,
those tips.
thanks for having me.